Day 5. I don't have any plans for today, so I'm gonna play it by ear. Later. Hey there, it's gonna be a little update. It's almost 12, so it's kind of unusual for me to do it so early. I just want to talk about a certain game that's coming out in about a month, so it's almost here. Very excited for it, called Street Fighter 5. Almost said 4. And I'm excited for it. I don't really have anything to play it on, I don't think, because it's not on Wii U, and it might be on Steam OS, but they haven't really shown it hasn't really shown up on there. As soon as it drops and it's on there confirmed, then I'm gonna get it. Although I'm not sure how I'm gonna play because the Steam controller kind of sucks. But the main thing I want to talk about is the whole it is being blown pretty out of proportion. The controversy surrounding some of the censorship with some of the characters like Mika and I guess Cammy. And honestly, I do think it's getting blown up very out of proportion. Especially when you consider that one of the characters that is being brought up is Mika, and she's pretty ridiculous already. So I think maybe they should have turned down a lot of the fan service would be the term. Like, she still slaps her ass, but they just focus on another part of it, and they just pan the camera somewhere else. And really, a lot of her normals, maybe not a lot of her normals, but there's one of her crouching kicks. She basically gets on all fours and sticks one leg out, so you get a pretty good shot of her ass. I'm actually watching this right now. There's someone playing it's Cammy versus Mika. How apropos. And they do try and get the best angles to be titillating, I guess. Well, same thing with Skullgirls. I don't really mind Skullgirls that much, with that, because it is a fighting game entirely of females, but it doesn't it happens. Here's the thing about the moves and stuff like that. It doesn't really focus too much on the fan servicey parts. It just sort of happens because the action's going so fast, you don't really have time to register it. It might register in part of your mind if you're watching it might register a little bit, but it's it happens so fast you barely get to see it. It's Tyler Durden's dick in Fight Club. You don't really notice it until later, and then it kind of haunts your memories. Well, it's the same thing with Street Fighter and with Schoolgirls. It doesn't really dwell on a lot of it, except for the parts that they got rid of. They did sort of get rid of because they do dwell on it. So it's a lot more streamlined. They could say that. That'd probably be good explanation, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't see it that way. So that's just what I want to talk about right now. In summation, I think it's overblown that people are getting mad at this, that they took it out, because just one little thing, when they have it's like you have a buffet, and you have all this great food, and they took away the grapes, or maybe not grapes, maybe the cake. They took away the cheesecake when you have so much other sweets that you could eat. It really makes no sense. It's a short little update. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing today. It's actually the last day of my vacation. So I need to figure out something to do to make it worthwhile. I'll see you guys later. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I just got done watching the Goosebumps episode, Return of the Living... No, wait. That's wrong. I just got back from watching the Goosebumps episode, Bride of the Living Dummy, and it was pretty good. I don't really like shows like Goosebumps, not because they're too scary. It's more that I don't really like child actors that much. I think they can be really boresome. But this one was actually pretty nice. It was like a 6 out of 10, or maybe even a 7. And I chose this one because the image on Netflix for the preview is fucking just two dummies, well, a doll and a dummy, and their eyes are just fucking bug-eyed. It's great. So I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this. So it starts out with what's his name? I believe it was Wayne Robson, who I I thought I knew him, and I did know him. He was the guy from the Red Green Show, which is a fantastic show. If you've ever seen it, it was on PBS here from like the early 2000s. It's been going on longer than that, but that's when they showed it on my channel. So he's there, and he's just a vagrant layabout, and he's just in a dump looking for shit to sell, I guess. And so he comes across a briefcase or a suitcase, and he tries to open it. Tries to get like a crowbar to wrench open the lock, and then instead of that, a bolt of lightning comes and unlocks it for him, which would have superheated the metal and done that. He just remarked it was hot when he took it off. And inside is Slappy, the dummy. And Slappy, he's just laying there after being, destroyed from the last time he was there on camera. I don't know how he got his body back. I guess someone just he's like Bison. He just has a bunch of other bodies that he can transfer his essence into. So Jimmy O. James, the character who finds him, he finds the magic words to bring him back to life, and he doesn't. Slappy usually sort of plays coy, and like being very lays low when he comes to life. But he's like straight up cracking jokes and trying to get a partnership with the guy. So cut to, I'm assuming, like 5 years later, or maybe even 2 months or a week. They're now an act in the local theater, and they're cracking bad jokes. But then Slappy sees in the audience a doll. He sees a doll, and he immediately just awestruck, jaw-dropping in love with this doll. So he decides, fuck Jimmy, I'm gonna be with this doll. So he berates Jimmy some more, and the girl whose sister owns the doll comes, spies on them, and gives them. It's just a convoluted setup to get Slappy to their house. And so they get to the house. So Slappy gets delivered in a suitcase to the house. Like, would you really accept a ventriloquist doll that was just sent to you from a guy you met, like, for 3 minutes? Because I wouldn't. I forgot what I was saying. So Dummy comes to the house and starts, fucking about. He steals the mom's wedding ring. He steals the mom's wedding ring. Then he starts graffitiing up the mirror, saying he wants his bride. And he's just trying to be a little shithead. He locks the fat kid in the bathroom, and like it's just a spooky night where he's locked the little girl and her doll in the basement, and just wants to get his bride. Now here's the twist. Turns out Slappy's not the only one who's alive. The doll of the little girl, Mary Ellen, or Mary Alice, or something like that. Warren Zias. She's alive too. And she demands that she be betrothed, or married, to Slappy. Now, they get the two girls down to the basement, and then Slappy just fucking backhands Mary Ellen and demands that the little girl that was the doll's owner is now his bride. Or his slave. Going by his viewpoints, he's very old dummy. He has very antiquated views of the world and how marriage works. So basically slave and wife are basically the same thing. So backhands Mary Ellen. And then So Mary Ellen gets very upset and decides to just fucking destroy Slappy. They tussle and fight a bit. Like, it's filmed in sort of a stutter step, sort of stop motion thing, where it's just very stuttery, just doesn't really move very much. And so they get up to the stairs, and so the main girl, I think her name is Jillian. She sees the chance and turns on the power, which Slappy turned off, and turns on the table saw, so that Mary Ellen and Slappy both fall down to it and they get destroyed. But then, once their body's destroyed, we just shot up all the destruction. their spirits, like green ghostly spirits, or just Photoshop stills with the green filter on them. They start flying all around the room and just dissipate into the air. And the parents come home, but they forget that the fat kid is stuck in the bathroom. So they go and grab him, but then we hear cackling from the vent. When they open the door, he turns around and he has big glass eyes and he starts cackling like Slappy. And that's the big twist. So there's that. I'd say, I give it, seven Slappies out of 10. 7 Child Brides out of 10. It was a pretty good episode. I think that's going to be the end of my episodes right now because I just want to... It's also the end of my vacation, which is a bummer. I have to go back to work tomorrow. So I think I'm going to start posting these maybe in the morning because I would have more time. Or maybe, I don't know. Because I work from like 3 to 6 right now, which is a bummer. So that means I would only have like a couple hours to shoot something and edit it and post it before I have to go to bed. So I'm not sure how I'm going to work that out. I'll just try something. Maybe I'll stay up later because I don't really have to get up that early, 36. But that's the plans for tomorrow, is to wake up, maybe watch something, and then go to work. And then shoot and edit. So this has been day 5. Bye.